You're welcome to section 11, and it's a continuation of the marketing mix. But we're going to start that of promotion. It's divided into two sections, 11 and 12. So let's do the 11. And we'll call it the marketing communication. A producer, after developing and pricing a product, must also communicate to the target audience about the existence of the goods and services. The process of doing this is known as marketing communications and constitutes one of the 4 P's in marketing. Others have also referred to it as promotion. Normally, when I have products and services, or when a company has products and services, it has options that it's going to use to promote them or to communicate to people. You have the first one, which is called advertising. The second one, which is called sales promotion. The third one, which is called public relations. The fourth one, which is called personal selling. And the fifth one, which is called direct marketing. These are the tools which firms use to promote their goods and services. And when you integrate all these tools so that they communicate a consistent message to the customers, we call it marketing communication. Now, the communication process. Today, there's a new view of communication as an interactive dialogue between the company and its customers. That takes place during the pre-selling, selling, consuming, and post-consuming stages. Companies are beginning to realize that the need to customize communication to meet the needs of different target groups of customers. For us, or for customers, when companies are communicating, what they see is a lot of communication from the company to them. And therefore, to be able to understand communication carefully, we need to understand the elements in the communication process. Communication normally starts with a sender, a seller or supplier who has something to communicate or who has something to tell his customers or audience. He selects a certain thing he wants to say. He does what we call encoding. Encoding means that you translate whatever you want to say into appropriate signs and symbols that you want to send it. Once you do the encoding, translating whatever you have what we call a message. The message means that you have something that you want to send. You select a media. A media is the medium you are going to use to send your message. And then you have a certain receiver who is the target. Once the receiver receives the message, he decodes the message or he does decoding. And the kind of decoding that he does will give his response. And his response provides a feedback that goes back to the sender. And anything that interferes with this process is called noise. It simply means that in communication, you have a sender, you have a receiver, you have the feedback, and you have the noise. Now, there are various forms of communication. So what we're going to do is to take each communication tool and go through it. Now, you have advertising first, which is any paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. Major decisions that you make in advertising. Set the advertising objective. What do you want to achieve with the advert you're running? Is it to create awareness? Is it to remind people? Is it to persuade them? Is it to educate them? You have different objectives that you want to set. Think about the budget. How much would the advertising budget be? How much do you want to spend on adverts? And then think about the message you are going to create from the advert. Your advert must communicate a certain message to the target audience. Think about how to construct that message. Think about the media that will carry the message to the customers. And then once the message has been carried to the customers, how do you evaluate your message? These are some major decisions you make when deciding on advertising. So we have the advertising objectives which are there. All these ones are advertising objectives. Either they are reminder, either they are persuasive, either they are informative or comparative. There are 5 M's of advertising which appears popular in the literature. It means that advertising must have a mission. what is the goal of the advertising, or what is the objectives of advertising. It also means that you must consider the money. Advertising must consider how much money you need. And the money you need will vary depending on the stage of the product in the life cycle, the market share and consumer base, competition and clutter, advertising frequency and product susceptibility. Or you can think about the message. The message must be creative side that it should be able to attract people. You might think also about the media that you're going to use to convey the message. And finally, you're going to look at how to measure the impact of your advert. And here, companies do that by looking at two major impacts. You have the communication impact and the sales impact. If you want to look at the communication impact, you look at how well is the message communicating. Have people heard the message? How did they interpret the message? But if you are looking at the sales impact, then you are looking at, is the advert influencing sales positively or negatively? That is the sales impact. Advertising budget factors. Normally, the budget that you're going to bring will be based on the stage in the product life cycle. It will also be based on, normally when the product is new, you spend more. But when it's at a decline stage, you spend less. You have your market share and consumer base. Definitely, if you have a huge market share and you have a huge consumer base like Unilever, you spend more on adverts. Then you have competition and clutter. Normally, how is the competitive scape like? If the competition is so wide, then of course you have to spend more money in order to stay above the competition. Then you have advertising frequency. Advertising is also based on how frequently you put in the advert. If you want an advert that will run every day 3 times, you pay more. Then product substitutability. If there are products that you can substitute easily, you have to spend more on adverts so that you can retain people's interest. But if there are products that they don't have substitutes, then it's like whether you advertise or not, a lot of people will already buy, so you don't worry much about the advert. There are so many types of advert. For example, you have the newspapers, you have the television, you have the direct mail. You continue again, you have the radio, you have the magazines, you have the outdoor, and then you have the advertising strategy and message execution. You have these message execution strategies. Advertising evaluation is based on either you are evaluating the campaign or the communication effect, or you are looking at the sales effect in the advert. And here what you do is that, I've already explained the communication effect. You want to find out whether is the message actually communicating well. Because if the message is not communicating well, it cannot influence the people. You also look at the sales effect, and that means that you're looking at, after the advert, is it changing the sales figures of the business? Reasons for advertising, I've put them there. Thank you. We've come to the end of slide 11.